Hey guys, Veebat here with another V-Plays, and we're taking out the F6U, the crossover aircraft from the Mustang line over to the F2H, allowing you to be able to kind of go down the Mustang line and then hop over to the Tier 9 American Heavy line. This aircraft is going to have much worse maneuverability, much worse altitude performance than the FJ1, but it does get 4 20mm cannons, which are the same cannons you would get on a Tier 10. I'm going to F2 that. Do I trust the Seafang to be able to pick that up? Is that the human? Where is the human Seafang? I don't think he's here. Okay, he's probably over there. Let's see what we can do in the mid. We are top tier and specialized. I mean, I make that face and sound because I feel like I might be a little bit nasty here. Let's see what we can do for intercepts. That's what we're here for, intercepts. Sorry about this, Broseph, but we're just gonna burn right through here. I'm not gonna mess with him. Did I just put something on my 6? No, I didn't. Got him. Yeah, we're up at an altitude that seems like it's foolish, but with same cannons as a heavy, we can play a little bit like a heavy. Let's get guns on this human-controlled premium. There's a bomber over here going, or sorry, a bomber ground attacker. Friendly ground attacker getting attacked by a heavy aircraft, which we should be defending. Let's not give him a chance to come back around. Got him. Would like to be able to pick up this zone, but I'm gonna have to climb. Now, I said that it doesn't get the best altitude performance, but that doesn't mean that it can't still climb. The aircraft sacrifices a lot of its... Ooh, we should be able to do this. Sacrifices a lot of its maneuverability to get some pretty decent speed. He's a multi-roll. Why did I let him run into me? But it doesn't much matter because we can still outmaneuver a lot of the multi-rolls and stuff. Okay, let's burn, 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 get close, guns on, pulse them a little bit, don't get killed. Ah, okay, engine back on. Ugh. There's a lot of aircraft down there I don't necessarily want to get involved in. We got really good speed with this aircraft, and it can just power through the altitude differences fairly effectively. Guns on early. Just enough maneuverability to be able to keep those guns on target. So, in a lot of ways, I kind of feel like this is just going to be... Ooh, you're low health. Like an F2H with its gun power, and it just gets a huge buff to the maneuverability, but it loses the altitude. So, if you can just power through, which this thing's very capable of doing, power through the altitude limitations. Lost that engine again, but we killed the bomber. We lost our major strength. TA-152. I can't dogfight him, but I should try and help my buddy out. Seafang's kind of... Ah, Seafang. Can't save you from everything, Broseph. Engine's back up. Let's just burn away. He's gonna be really tempted to chase me, which is fine, but I'm already gone. We still haven't picked up the... we still haven't picked up the command center. Getting into a lot of tail gunners here, but... Come on, there we go, got him, nice. Maybe we can pick this one up? Nice. Got him. Nice. We are getting chased right now. Using the speed, using the speed. 560 something miles an hour. Why am I getting on this guy's tail gunner? This is ill-advised. Ill-advised! Ah! Well, we'll get a fresh plane. We'll come back and see if we can get our command center. It looks like our mill facility's been working on it for a while. Just, this plane feels really good, and it is specialized too, so I mean, we'll tip of the hat, you know, acknowledge that there's some very strong potential coming out of a specialized top-tier aircraft, but for the people who have always kind of hated on the F6U Pirate, I think it's undeniable that, all things being equal, it does have a place. It just can't sit in a dogfight all day. It's never gonna work. Where are the guns? Come on. There we go. Found the target. Give me that DPM. Ah, come on. There it is. Why did I need this? I didn't. I know. It's one ground attacker though. We should be able to get on him. 590, 600 miles an hour. I mean, I don't need to go this fast. I just wanted to get those guns on. Oh. I mean, I want to get the guns on, but they gotta behave. There we go. Oh, nice. We picked up an ace. I was actually not anticipating that. Let's head for the mid. This is the first time I'm flying this with a gas-operated action, actually. I was using reinforced barrels last time I flew this, but man, this thing is just... There we go. That's the human-controlled aircraft. Oh, it's in the zone. Sweet. I was not anticipating that. Heavy? Heavy's up. F2H. Yeah, we're up above our altitude regimen, but is he going for our bomber? He's going for our bomber. We've got a bit of a chance here. No, he's heading right for me. Air defense aircraft. There's a light fighter somewhere I'm not paying attention to, which is ill-advised. I think I'm getting chased. Ooh, lost a wing. Is that the human? It is. Well, now we're controlling the engagement. I know where you're going. Oh, come on. Acknowledge me. Oh, they only got 2 birds left. We got a little bit of time, though. We might be able to get one of them. He just died. The bomber's the only thing left. F6U. One we were after earlier, actually. Come on. I don't know if I'm going to get the chance. It's just trying to live too much. Yeah, now it's going to take over real fast. Oh, well. Oh, shucks. Man, that was a... I'm glad I recorded this one. Zuda, Bakamatsu, Wing Legend, Conqueror, Ace. Only a grade 2, though. But yeah, the F6U was rambling a little bit, because that's what happens when I'm focusing and flying, but it isn't as maneuverable as other light fighters. As far as light fighters are concerned, it's very unmaneuverable. It's got a pretty lackluster performance. However, it is very quick, and it doesn't necessarily even have the best altitude performance either. I mean, usually, like, if you were to... Well, we can look at this. 25 aircraft, 8 were defense aircraft, so we'll acknowledge that we killed a lot of hapless defenders, but man, a lot of damage pumped out. 720 capture points. 680 while attacking. Ooh. Yeah. I'm specialized, I'm top tier. I mean, this isn't much of a victory. It's just... does highlight what the aircraft is capable of doing in ideal conditions, but doesn't necessarily speak for it all the time. But like I was saying, it's more of a mid-altitude fighter, and the prime example of mid-altitude fighters is going to be the Levechkin line right here. These guys get somewhere between, like, the Yaks and the MiGs, somewhere between here in altitude performance, but they also get maneuverability in between. So if you're to look at like my LA 160 here, maneuverability, it's like a 9.3 second turn time. So it's in the 9s, right? But if you were to look at like the I-250, that's going to be like 11. It's going to be more like 10 something once you get the airframe upgraded. And then like your Yak 15 is going to be like 8.2 second turn time, which makes sense because you're talking about like light turn fighters, but this thing is getting that mid-altitude performance, but I'm at 11.2, and that's with 2 pieces of advanced maneuverability equipment, and I also have cruise skills for aerobatics expert, because I just wanted to try it out. But it gets me down to 11.2. So let's take that stuff off. 12. Okay, let's swap this guy out for like a no-skill pilot just to really emphasize the point here. 12.3 second turn time at base. That is abysmal for a light fighter. Absolutely abysmal. So you're not going to be able to go tit for tat with another altitude fighter. However, what you are going to have at your disposal, come on now, is going to be really good airspeed. 596 miles an hour in the straight and level. 651 in a bit of a dive. Well, I think what's another tier 9 light fighter I have in my inventory? I've got the TA-183. 571. Not 596. 571. The attacker, 606, yeah, much better maneuverability, about the same altitude performance, but doesn't have the same type of damage output with the firepower. The F6U, again, is making a trade here, and we got nearly 800 damage a second with the current configuration on this aircraft, but if I were to take that off, it's still 720. That's still very respectable amount of damage coming out of this thing. We'll just hit the reset button. But it's not what people are expecting. People are expecting when you get into a light fighter that if it's an altitude fighter, it'll maneuver with altitude fighters just fine, and you can kind of get into a dogfight. If it's a low altitude fighter, it can dogfight with low altitude aircraft. And if it's mid altitude, it's kind of in that in-between state, like we mentioned with the Levechkins or the Spitfires. However, you get into this thing and it changes the whole game. In a lot of ways, it flies a lot more like a multi-role that's meant for air-to-air combat. It flies a lot like the F-94D, to be honest with you. It's going to have speed, it's going to have damage output, but it doesn't really have a lot of maneuverability going for it. And it doesn't necessarily have the altitude performance either. So, yeah, the F6U Pirate. Super odd bird. Not very famous, but I think the devs have proven that they want to pick up some of the weirdest aircraft they possibly can just to keep it interesting. But if you were to compare it to the F2H, it sacrifices some altitude. Aside from that, they're pretty much on par with one another. So, yeah. Postal and I love this bird, but, you know, I think we love the unloved planes of this game. So, I hope you guys enjoyed that battle. I'm glad I was recording. And as always, I'll catch you on the next one.